InnoVint's owner-based permission system is the ideal option for our clients that need to organize and track wine production by owners or even different locations. Settings within the platform allow you to limit user access and capabilities depending on ownership and internal workflow. And when different owners have access to their own accounts, they can see their data in real time, including analysis and action history. So let's just jump right in. Owner tags are applied across the entire platform for inventories such as lots, vessels, vineyards, additives, and work orders. And there are essentially three options for tagging inventory. First, you can select one or more specific owners per inventory item. So for example, a lot can be tagged with a single owner. Like here in the Lot Explorer, you can see that these lots are owned by Clutch City Wines, Killer Bee Vineyards, or Hullabaloo Cellars. Or maybe you have an additive that is shared between a couple of owners, like this Go Firm, which is shared between Hullabaloo Cellars and Killer Bee Vineyards. Our second option is to set inventory to global, like this 6% SO2 solution, which is shared across the whole winery. So everyone can see it, everyone can use it, and everyone can view its history. Vessels can also be set to global, like these tanks, which everyone can see and use. And finally, you can apply no ownership. Inventory with no ownership is basically invisible to everyone except for admins until it is used for a specific owner, like this carboy that has no owner tags, but right now it's filled with a lot belonging to Killer Bee Vineyards. So Killer Bee Vineyards can see that carboy and interact with it for as long as it contains their wine lot. So who has access to what? Well, it depends on how you set permissions. Users can be granted one of 4 different capability levels. An admin can view and interact with everything in the winery with absolutely no limitations. All ownerships, global inventory, and inventory with no ownership are all available to an admin. Next is a team member, which is like an admin but with access limited to one or more owners and any global inventory. The same rules apply to team members that cannot submit work orders, with the obvious difference being that they can't actually submit work orders. And this is probably the most common capability level for Custom Crush clients and consulting winemakers. And finally, there's read-only access, which limits the user to view ownership-based inventory and export files and reports. What they can't do is create work orders or record direct actions or create any new inventory. This is mostly useful for accountants, wine compliance specialists, and any non-production staff. So this is what InnoVint looks like to an admin. They can see and interact with every lot, every vessel, every work order created in InnoVint, every sample pulled for ETS, every additive, and every vineyard, like the 12th Man Vineyard, which is shared amongst 3 different owners. An admin can see that Block A is a component in these 3 different lots, each with a different owner tag. But to a team member with access limited to only one of those ownerships, InnoVint looks a little different. Like for Jeff, who is a team member with access to Killer Bee Vineyards. Jeff can see that he shares ownership in 12th Man Vineyard, but when he looks at Block A, he can only see his own lot. And that'll hold true for all inventory across the platform. Like vessels tagged with owners. Jeff can only see vessels with a Killer Bee ownership tag. But at this winery, we also have tanks tagged as global inventory. So Jeff can also see that other lots not belonging to him are currently in these global tanks. Like this cab owned by Clutch City Wines in Tank 7. Jeff can see that back in September, his Semillon also spent some time in this tank. But if he gets nosy and tries to see what's going on with that Clutch City cab, he'll be out of luck, because InnoVint prevents non-owners from viewing any lot details or history. If I switch back to the admin account, you can see that there is a lot more information about the history of that vessel available, but most of it has nothing to do with Jeff or Killer Bee Vineyards. So basically, any information about global inventory is on a need-to-know basis, and Jeff doesn't need to know the pH of the Clutch City cab or how it got there. These same rules and limitations will apply throughout the entire platform. So we hope this gives you a quick glimpse of how the owner-based permission feature works in InnoVint. As always, if you have any questions or would like any more information, please reach out to us. We're always here to help.